Welcome to Navigating Complexity. This is the intro module, the intro lesson to navigating complexity. In this lesson, I'm going to tell you why navigating complexity is important, why you should even care in the first place. I'm going to start to hint at some of the things that we will dive into in this module. So, the first thing that we must realize is our lives our life in general is a deeply complex thing. There are systems interacting with each other. There are thousands of different things that we can take into account at any given moment. And by if we don't learn how to navigate complexity and to see our life as a series of systems that are interacting with each other, then we won't be effective in accomplishing what we want to in life and living a holistic life, one in which we take all of these different things into account rather than just growing in one aspect of our life, whether that's health, whether that's in our relationships, whether that's in our personal inner self exploration and discovery, or our contribution to the world. We can get really good at one of these things, but developing them all in tandem with each other is a skill, and that's the skill that we will be developing in this module. So to start to see the complexity of our lives, because I don't think it's laid out very clearly how complex our lives truly are. I mean, obviously we know that our lives are complex, but starting to lay out some of the components that we can begin to optimize in our life will be extremely valuable. So there's the internal domains. That's this how we experience life internally. What are the emotions coming up for us on a daily basis? What are the belief systems and core ideas that are filtering our perception that we're seeing the world through? What state of consciousness are we experiencing the world from? Do we experience the world as physical? Do we experience the world as on an emotional, subtle level, where we're experiencing our thoughts and just seeing in emotions and relationships? Are we experiencing the world from a more causal level of just pure experience? This is a deeply internal process. We have all these different identities working um, either for us or against us. We can have these identities if we don't see them all holistically. A lot of them are probably working in separate directions. We have one that um, wants us to be lazy and not get anything done, one that wants to be hyper productive, one that hates something, one that is deeply at peace, one that is deeply afraid of something. There, it's only a few. I can't come up with a bunch right now off the top of my head, but there are hundreds, potentially hundreds of different identities, um, sub identities working within our psyches right now. And learning how to get all of those integrated is part of the navigating complexity, and then seeing how the work of integrating our perspectives um, is a part of a larger whole of our life in these other areas of our life as well, such as we can develop in various lines of development. We can develop cognitively, emotionally, we can develop um, spiritually, morally. We can develop on all these different areas separately. And so we want to be developing them all. We want to be deliberate in which ones we're developing so that we're not just developing one line to the extent of all else. We also have the collective world, how we interact with the world, not just our experience of life. Sometimes we focus only on our experience of life, but then we fail to realize that we can also grow in how we interact with the world, which groups we're a part of, who we spend our time with, and how these things affect us. Then there's also the systems, the external systems that we interact with, whether that's the political system, the economic system, the technological system, social systems, legal systems, with the environment at large. So as you're beginning to see Our lives are deeply complex. And I just wanted to convey to you in this one video about the importance of navigating complexity. As I've showed, I just laid out a few dozen of the different areas of your life that you can optimize, that you can grow and evolve in, but there's tons more. And if you think that you can improve your life by just focusing on it linearly and just seeing just trying to get really good at a single skill, you're always going to be developing that in a very siloed way. You're going to be reducing your entire life down to this one area of growth, not realizing that your life is a amalgamation of different things, holons interacting with each other. And so the point of this module is to start figuring out how to navigate this world better in order to become more effective in our lives, to be happier, to improve our experience of life, how we relate to the world. And all of this is included in this module.